Now, this series of lessons started out as 50 licks, and that rapidly went up to 100, and now it's round about 150, although there'll probably be more if you include all the variations we're going to look at least. These licks are designed for the intermediate player, especially the player that wants to add a lot more licks to their playing. So for instance, it's especially recommended for if you've followed Fret Hub so far and you've worked your way through levels 1 to 10, then this series of lessons is for you, because you may have formed the band and you want to kind of go out and play some solos, and you'll learn a heck of a lot from this, because a lot of these licks are very commonly used. Some of them are just stuff that I happen to do. Some of them are kind of in the style of other players, but most of them are very commonly used licks. They're rock licks generally, rock and roll licks, but they have their roots in the blues, so they fit into a lot of styles of music. And we're going to be working in a variety of keys. A lot of these licks are mainly going to be based around the minor pentatonic scale, the blues scale, and the major pentatonic scale, but with a few extra notes thrown in on some occasions. We're going to be working in the key of E minor, A major, G minor, but it's important to know that these licks work in any key. If you know your way around the neck, especially if you've studied the Learning the Neck module, that would be to your advantage. We'll have a recap on the scale positions anyway, but with the exception of the licks that include open strings, because some of the ones we're going to look at in E have open strings, and also in G minor. With the exception of those, they're all transposable. We can play them in any key. So what you should ultimately gain out of this is just a whole kind of lick bag of stuff that you can throw into solos, and it will also help you recognize other people's solos if you're trying to kind of transcribe stuff, because you know there's a wealth of knowledge here. So without further ado, let's get tuned up and we'll get started with the first lick.